Now, Donald Trump has this big plan to build a giant border wall with Mexico. Now, of course, as a lot of people have pointed out, there seems to be a few issues with this wall idea. For example, right now, more Mexicans are leaving the United States than coming in. So what would happen is that you build a wall, you're going to prevent Mexicans from leaving. Again, more Mexicans are leaving than coming into the United States. So you're going to trap them in here. That's a dumb idea. Not only that, but number two, the terrain that you want to build a wall on, incredibly difficult to build. Because it's not a flat area. It's got mountains, it's got valleys, all sorts of different obstacles along the way. That's why our fence kind of sucks. That's why you can't build a big wall. That's why you can't build a big fence. It doesn't work. Not only that, but it's also incredibly expensive because of those very issues, costing billions of dollars. The original cost estimated at $25 billion. That is a lowball estimate. You add in everything else, enforcement, training, materials, for example, his promise to use American steel. Well, then suddenly you're looking at $40-50 billion. That is insane. Now, also, airplanes. They exist. Why cross through a border wall when you could just fly over it? Not only that, but you can use boats to get around it. You just go to another piece of exposed shoreline. And of course, when you use a medieval solution, like building a giant wall, to solve a certain problem, in this case immigration, sometimes you can counter that problem using another medieval solution. In this case, catapults. I kid you not. According to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection officials, agents recently discovered what appeared to be a catapult designed to launch bundles of drugs from from Mexico to Arizona. It was a marijuana catapult. Amazing. Now, Customs and Border Protection agents, according to the International Business Times, were patrolling the Douglas port of entry. It is a border inspection station in the small Arizona town of Douglas. Now, they noticed several people on the Mexican side of the border fence running in the opposite direction. Now, upon further inspection, since they looked into, oh, that looks a little sketchy. Why are they running away? Oh, that's weird. The team discovered 2 bundles of marijuana weighing a combined total of 47 pounds and a catapult system attached to the south side of the border fence. A catapult. Oops. Hey, look, and if the cartels can use siege weaponry to catapult drugs over the fence, they could probably do it over a wall. Now, what's next, man? A dope-slinging trebuchet? Or how about a wall-busting ballista? You don't think the cartels are that creative? They probably are. In fact, 2012, Border Patrol agents discovered a cannon used to launch 85 pounds of marijuana hidden in soup cans over the border into San Luis, Arizona. The drugs made it 500 feet over the fence thanks to a carbon dioxide tank used to power the drug cannon. Now look, Donald Trump thinks that the wall is going to stop that. It's going to stop the drugs. So the big, beautiful wall is going to stop the drugs from getting in. Does he not understand how physics works? How you can lob drugs over a wall or a fence? They'll figure out a way. And look, you really want to stop drugs, right? You want to stop drugs from getting in the United States? I got a solution for you. In fact, we know the solution. We all know the solution. You want to defeat the cartels? We know the solution to that too. It's the same one. Legalize drugs. Decriminalize them. No, you can't do that. No, of course you can't. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Yeah, actually it has. I mean, you had Portugal that decriminalized drugs. And you had 2 states that legalized marijuana. Now, let me give you some numbers of how many drugs were seized in 2012, between 2012 and 2015. Now, agents along California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas seized more than 5,900 pounds of cocaine and more than 2.2 million pounds of marijuana in 2012. Now, according to Customs and Borders Protection, that amount, however, has been steadily declining In 2015, about 1.5 million pounds of drugs were seized along the southwest border. That is a big reduction in the amount of drugs. You know what? You can thank Colorado and Washington for that drop. Again, they legalized recreational marijuana so that people no longer had to buy it from the cartels. Instead, they could buy it from your local government-regulated dispensaries. And you also don't have to worry about your marijuana being laced with something or funding the cartels. You get your pot, you go, you use it, and then you eat a bag of chips. All while knowing that you have denied the cartel money. It's a win-win for everyone. Except for them, they lose, of course. When you legalize and regulate drugs, you end up taking money away from the hands of the drug cartels and actually putting some in the hands of the government through taxation. And you know what they can do with that? They can actually fund treatment centers for people who get addicted to those drugs. So they can help them get off the drugs and into something different. Now, why don't we do this? Well, we don't because there are powerful lobbies in Washington that don't want to lose big business. You got to follow the money. For example, you had Andrew Cuomo recently saying, and he's the governor of New York, saying that marijuana is still a gateway drug. You know why I say that? Because he took $900 million. I'm sorry, $900,000, almost $1 million from alcohol companies. Alcohol companies have a vested interest in stopping the legalization and decriminalization of marijuana. Not only that, but you have the pharmaceutical industry, which is not at all interested in marijuana. The paper industry, when it comes to the cultivation of hemp, for example, hemp paper, all these different companies, all these different industries that actually are agreeing with the cartels keep drugs illegal, they say, because they can all make more money. And that's what it's all about. If you really want to stop drugs, you want to stop addiction, you don't build a fucking wall. What you do is, ironically, you do what Ronald Reagan did. You tear down the wall. You tear down the walls and you put an end to the ridiculous and expensive drug war. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.